Do O.J. Simpson!
Yeah. Yeah.
Do the glove to fit!
Yeah. Yeah. That's
If the glove don't fit, you must have quit! Let's do that one! Hey! I'm over here! I did that to a lawyer at a courtroom. Would that be considered okay?
Everybody wants to be something they're not and have shit they ain't got. Don't be a dick. Don't be an asshole. Just be nice. You don't have to be that guy. Show some respect. Just be a person. Love one another.
I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. We're rolling.
No, resist the biscuit. Don't say
Risk it for the biscuit.
Don't say rolling.
Risk it for the biscuit. I'm not saying it. Way to rain on my parade, Jackson.
Moment of silence for what would be.
Yeah. Oh, welcome to another episode of Brain Snacks
With Jaxon and Max.
Want to talk about a concept that I've seen portrayed in some artwork, but I don't think it's really caught on all that much. It's modern day zombieism.
Tell me about it.
Let me tell you something about zombies. Zombies are singularly driven individuals, generally oblivious to their surroundings. Obviously, they are unaware of the pain they inflict, and don't really feel much. Now, the artwork that I saw, and I don't know if I can find it. When you guys are editing this down in post, send me a message, and I'll see if I can find the graphic. It's not a meme; it's an actual piece of art. But it's people like modern day zombieism, as described by this artist. Is people walking down the street, just a group of people
on their phone,
looking at their phone.
Holy.
So instead of interacting in real life, they're more concerned. They're not getting a dopamine hit or that pleasure factor from normal everyday interaction, and they're just glued to their phones, which the majority of us are. And I mean, you have to admit that at some point we all are. We all suffer from it. Whether it's conscious that we're doing it that day or subconscious that we're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of funny to think about us all kind of being zombies.
Yeah.
And we may not be zombies 100% of the time, but
there are pockets of our lives that we're zombies.
Yes, and we zone out and just...
It's like we're waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
You know?
What are we waiting for?
Yeah.
You said it in another episode. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity
to be alive.
To be alive.
Yeah.
So hey, put down the phone a little bit.
Right.
But it's not just that. It's singularly driven, singular mindset.
Yeah.
Can pertain to not just the social media that you're addicted to or the research that you're addicted to if you're a QAnon kid. And that's not I'm not making a judgment on anybody that does research or is a conspiracy theorist, because I have my own conspiracy theories as well. But it's all about you get latched onto that one idea or this one concept or this one project, like a podcast, where you throw so much at it and so much into it that you're letting other aspects of your life suffer
for it.
And like I said, as I would define a zombie would, be somebody that's singularly driven and unaware of the people around them and the potential hurt that they're inflicting.
Yeah.
Andrew's
doing it right now. I'm not trying to tell anybody he's doing it right now.
Dude.
There's a zombie in
Really?
here.
Really? Nom, I'm brains. I'm nom brains.
Yeah.
I'm nom brains. And it's, the technology that we have, again, I love the fact that we have this access to almost an infinite knowledge base.
Yeah.
If you have a question, you can find 20 different opinions in a matter of seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And that is amazing. I wish that I would have had that as a kid. But at the same token, like I know how much time I spend on my phone now. If I had grown up with this technology,
How?
how would that shape me as a person, as an individual?
Yeah, it's pretty scary. For real, man. Happens a lot.
Do you have? Does
you-
your fancy iPhone? I know. I don't think Dustin's does this, but does it give you screen time? Does it tell you how your time, your usage?
And I low key like I get kind of like the notification comes up and I'm like, oh shit, what did I do this week?
Yeah. I get excited when it's like you're
I looked at it today and said it was down. I was
yes,
like, oh shit.
that I feel good about that. I feel good about it. Well, I mean, obviously, mine has gone way up since we started doing the podcast.
Yeah.
Because I'm spending a lot of time, not necessarily just on social media. I use Adobe Spark to create the graphics for thumbnails. I use Adobe Spark again to make all the memes, all the quotes. And I would love. I need to get some more quotes, and I'm tired of hunting for them. So I know that you have a plethora that you may not have saved, but you know where to go.
Yeah.
And I need some more of the philosophy that had influenced your mindset.
Yeah.
I need some of that in my life.
Oh yeah, I think everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but that's why I've been posting a lot of that. So I do spend quite a bit of time on my phone doing that, but also spend a lot of time researching topics that I'm interested in addition to social media interacting. And also, oh man, I spend so much time. Again, I'm a multi-purpose zombie because I have.
To explain this term,
I so I'm dead inside. No, it's I get focused in on like different projects over the course of a week.
So you're like,
so it's like I am single-minded,
but there's multiple.
But yes,
yeah, okay.
So I'm a multitasking zombie. I say multitasking. We covered that in another episode too. It's you were incapable of multitasking.
Yeah, no one can fucking do that.
No, you can only do one thing 100% of the time.
Yeah,
live. You can live 100% of the time.
Well, yeah, it happens
unless you're dead inside like me.
Yeah,
sold my soul.
He's a former mall goth.
Dude, I did work at Hot Topic.
That's why I said that.
I did work at Hot Topic. I thought
it was Journeys.
I was a third key at Hot Topic before I started Journeys. I've been around, bruh.
Oh yeah.
Back when Hot Topic was
actually a Hot Topic.
Was still goth before it went kind of preppy and sold out and it went full on anime.
Yeah, that's
all anime now.
Yeah.
And by the way, I love some manga.
Yeah.
I'm good with some. I'm down with some manga.
Oh,
Ninja Scroll. Oh, okay. Look it up. Ninja Scroll.
You know what Ninja Scroll is?
Epic anime.
Ninja Scroll.
That's because I'm old. It's old anime.
It's like Dragon Ball Z.
I'm a vintage anime fan.
Okay, so you're like
Akira.
You're anime,
Akira, like
anime
was the
hipster.
First big anime.
Anime hipster. I gotta do it.
Okay, set a marker for that. I need that quote. Anime hipster. That's a. I'm gonna have to remember that one.
All right.
But the whole concept of just consuming, whether it's media, likes, attention, or your again, I suffer from this affliction, the rabbit hole, whether it's YouTube or whatever. Like I'll start out on YouTube and then it'll like whatever my fixation on researching or learning something. It doesn't have to be a conspiracy. Like if I want to genuinely learn about something, maybe I can't find the exact thing I'm looking for on YouTube after searching through 50 videos.
So then you look for something else.
So then I look for something else, and I start sifting through. Here's the Reddit thread. Where there's one person that has almost the identical question to me, and there's like 10,000 posts on it. I'm just like trying to
dumpster fire Reddit.
I'm trying to sift through all that pretentious, self-righteous bullshit where people go, "No, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. This is how you do it. No, this is how you do it." It's like, well, again, there's a phrase. There's more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah, and there absolutely is.
I don't know why that phrase came to be. Maybe like they used to use cat guts for violin strings way back in the day.
Yeah, it's fucking.
Fact check false. I don't know. Somebody put that up on the screen. Let us know if that was fact checked. But yeah, no, more than one way to skin a cat. It's a phrase. It's a popular phrase.
Oh yeah,
it's a popular phrase. And as far as the single-minded determination and like the unwillingness to bend and change, that's a lot of people's mindsets in general.
Yeah,
and it doesn't have to necessarily be like one aspect. Like your entire life is devoted to one thing. It's that you have blinders on to. You're oblivious to the world around you or other people's thoughts and opinions.
Mm-hmm. And what's going on.
And without that input, that's whether it's sensory input, whether it's auditory input, whether it's visual input and stimulus, if you are unaware of what's happening in your surroundings and around you, you are failing at this life. If you're so caught up in your digital world or in your own personal world that you don't see what's happening in your neighbor's life, I mean, you could be missing signs. You could end up, inadvertently, if you had been paying attention, you could potentially save somebody's life.
Right.
If you see something, I'm not saying see something, say something.
Be observant.
But being observant,
like in the same way that you can consume like. The social media content or like anything on the internet, you can not consume, but you can observe things and find them interesting. Like,
yes,
like everything's kind of interesting.
Well, everything,
and if you don't like,
if presented in the right way, anything can be entertaining.
Right. Well, entertaining, but just interesting to watch instead of watching movies. You can watch the movie.
Yeah.
Like what's going on, like in the 5D movie. You know what I mean?
We don't have to go back to the MTV Real World. You're too young.
Heard of it, but I never fucking watched it, man.
I know, but it was a reality TV show called The Real World. I was like, well, what? Why would I watch a show called The Real World if I'm in
the real world?
I'm here in the real world.
Yeah.
Okay, to give you an example of what the real world was like, Jersey Shore. Snooki.
Which is not the real world, but
no, but that's exactly
it's
like
reality TV. How can it be the real world? We talked about reality TV.
Again, everything's interconnected. Everything is 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
And let's put a screenshot of Kevin Bacon on now. Boom, there it is.
All right.
We like some Kevin Bacon. I'm only
gotta cut loose, foot loose.
And I have an interesting story about 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. My wife, I'm only 1 degree separated. My wife babysat his kids.
What?
One day. Yeah. She was working at a theater company in New York, I think. And he was performing. She got a hug from Kevin Bacon and then watched his kids.
Oh, yeah.
So, boom.
Pretty cool experience.
That's an example of how the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon goes. So, for those of you watching this podcast, congratulations. You're now 3 degrees. Me, my wife, then Kevin Bacon's there.
Yeah. And what is Kevin Bacon?
Delicious.
Okay.
Have you seen him? He has aged so well.
Yeah. Can we call this
he's
episode
like
What is Kevin
wine.
Bacon?
I would drink him up.
All right.
In a heterosexual way.
Let's rein it in a little bit.
In a heterosexual way.
Okay.
I just talked about my wife meeting him. I'm just saying, God, don't judge me.
I didn't. Hey, I didn't. I didn't go there. You went there.
Don't.
Okay.
Let's try to cure zombieism. We can't cure it for you. Unfortunately, there's not an mRNA vaccine to fix it.
No. I do have a suggestion that helps me sometimes. Is maybe in addition to what you're looking at, maybe be aware of yourself looking at it. Or if you're listening to something, don't just listen, but be aware of yourself listening to it. That's a way, because something we were talking about before this is the awareness is what's going to fix the zombieism. And there's really nobody else. Like, you're the only person that can do that job for you. So you have to try to cultivate it somehow. And that's a kind of a simple practice. Just to try to not only be aware of what it is that you're looking at or experiencing, but also be aware of yourself looking at it.
Cultivate your awareness of
that's a way to
the world.
It. Yeah.
And not just your view of the world.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
It also kind of keeps you from commenting on everything. inside,
Yeah.
which is like real. That's a big downfall for me. Is like I have like there's a voice in everybody's head that's gonna comment on constantly if you don't like be aware of it for what it is.
Yeah.
So you just try to like instead of like when you look at the sky, you know, you don't have to say that's beautiful. You know what I mean? You just
Well, it's not unless it's black. See, just got him hard. You hear that?
oh, no.
That's his wiener hitting the
dude,
table.
It went in.
Oh, we went with a reverse boner on that one.
My wiener sucked all the way in. It's
my God.
Just come out my mouth.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. It's not that long, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yep. That's a good joke.
That happened.
That was a good joke.
Something happened there. I don't know if it was a joke or not, but
Physically or metaphysically, I don't care.
metaphysical.
I'm liking the philosophical side of brain snacks. This is,
Dude.
I mean,
Hell
we
yeah.
have inadvertently been talking.
I also don't like,
in philosophy
I don't like
talk.
calling like because when you call it philosophy, it sounds like old and dirty and dusty. You're like, oh, like the philosophers of old, you know. But like the philosophy is like a thing that's just is.
Philosophy is
Just
just
contemplation of what is.
it's a process,
yeah.
and
What are we?
a process.
We're all a process.
Now, are we good at philosophy? Who's to say?
Who's to say if you're good at philosophy?
Who's to say?
Yeah.
I mean, that's great version of great variation on philosophy right there. I like that.
Yeah.
And I just put down the phone.
Yeah.
Put down the phone.
So when you're
Spend more time.
Okay, another thing too, like
learning.
yeah, non-conceptually. So like, okay, so imagine your visual field as a screen, the screen. So when you're looking at a TV, you're looking at a phone.
So real,
You're looking. Holy
dude.
This is a 5D movie,
Dude.
It's a
Wow.
5D movie.
You should smell them too. It smells awesome in here.
It smells like pizza.
Exactly.
It's a lot of too.
You're killing me in post production, man. Dustin just cut out that entire section.
Thank you, Chase West.
Oh yeah, I never mentioned that on the podcast. I haven't mentioned it in any of the podcast episodes.
Did you?
No,
I thought you did in the beginning.
I never brought it up. No, Chase, the guitar player for the Velcro Pygmies, Chase the Ace West. He's the one that supplied the squeals. So that you can thank him for the censoring, and you can thank us for the copious amounts of them that we have to put in every episode.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna cuss it myself.
It's okay. I'm
whenever I'm
marking
editing the audio.
I'm marking them now. It's okay.
It's still gonna take time because I still have to edit the wave file out and then add in the squeal.
Nerd talk.
I'm meticulous like that though.
This is nerd talk.
This is me. I need to get past that because that's the mode of my zombieism. I get zoned in on making the episode as perfect as it can be, rather than just making sure that we're putting out good content.
Yeah. If you look at the stars, you know,
That's a fault and a bias that I'm not ashamed to admit.
if you look at
I'm
the
trying
stars,
to overcome
man.
it, and I have because recently I missed a couple of the bad words.
Dear God.
I know
The
world
world fell
was
apart.
on fire. Babies were crying. Mothers were slapping their daughters. It was anarchy.
I wasn't aware of that.
It wasn't that
I
bad.
have my blinders on. Anyways, so imagine your field of vision as a screen.
Screen.
Okay. And
So
then,
iPad Pro like Retina screen.
it's
I need
way bigger than that.
8K.
Yeah, it's actually, because what is it that we can't see with the human eye?
Is that 8K?
Is it 8K?
The camera
8K
gurus.
is the highest that we can go or something like that?
AK-47.
Yeah, okay. So it's even better than the screen you're looking at. But when you're looking at the screen, you're looking at a screen within your screen.
So I'm a dude within a dude.
All right. I look at it.
Within yet
All
another
right.
dude.
This screen is on my screen.
Okay.
So then you're like, I'm aware of myself looking at the screen in my own screen. Now, regardless of what the on it. That's kind of like a way to become aware that you're just looking at something for a long time, which is unnatural as
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like you're just looking at this one thing for a long time. So
Okay.
yeah, you're gonna be one track minded. No matter what the hell is on it, you're just staring at this thing. Like, just be aware of that from a physical perspective.
Hypnotized
Yeah,
to a degree.
yeah. But like okay. Sometimes when I get in, like when I sit down somewhere, like on a couch,
Yeah.
especially, something happens, or your hand just whips it out. But if you can be there when it happens, you're like, oh, and you choose. What do I really want to look at this, or do I want to, direct my attention somewhere else? So,
Or if it's not your phone, one of the coolest and simultaneously like crappiest things that started within the last, within my lifetime is the streaming services.
yeah,
Having completely
everything
unlimited
at your fingertips,
unlimited content consumption. I mean, there's nothing that's going to sidetrack your life like binge watching, Ozark.
Yeah.
Or we've been binge watching a great series. What was it? Lock and Key on Netflix. That is a twisted show, and it makes me so happy.
It's a good show.
It
though.
is a really good show.
If you get it,
really good show.
yeah.
And but that's
Just like Life is a really good show,
but
because you get so sucked into it, man. You like everything that's going on,
but
like you get so sucked into it.
with
It's a good ass show.
shut up.
What?
Shut up.
Don't you
Shut
know
up.
we're
Shut up.
doing
Shut up.
a podcast?
It's on my phone's on silent anyway.
Sorry, dude. That was a lapse in my awareness, man. I'm sorry. I got way too involved with that.
Okay.
Sorry.
But it's like like streaming a show, watching a show, and binge watching it. It's encouraged and almost celebrated. It's like, hey man, I've just binge watched the entire season in a day. Like, what? Why would you do that? Like, did you have nothing better to do today? Now, there's something to be said.
No, I did.
There's something to be said for unplugging from work.
Dude, unplug from everything, man.
Well,
Every now and then.
I do that a lot when if I sit down on the couch, I'm spending time with the wife and we're watching a new series or whatever. Spending quality time with the wife. So I am doing something that's meaningful.
Yeah.
But I'm also unplugging myself from thinking about the touring schedule that I have coming up, or the Brain Snacks podcast, editing all the audio episodes, or contacting Dustin to make sure that he uploads the video to me so that I can download it, check it, and then re-upload it.
Yeah.
Talking to Andrew about our myriad discussions on 3D printing, or his liberal teacher being a complete.
So I see the rabbit hole.
And he's a dude, so I can call him and he shouldn't be offended unless he identifies as female, which he's a liberal professor that gave him a low grade for no reason.
For having an opinion.
No legitimate reason.
For having a position.
For having a position
Holy
that's
shit.
dissenting away from his.
People have positions on stuff.
Your professor is a zombie. Yeah.
He's actually not.
No, he's just a follower. He's narrow-minded. He's so narrow-minded as an educator.
Let me say something.
Think about this. He's an educator that's so narrow-minded that he can't be open to his student having an opinion that differs from his. How is that encouraging young Andrew? And
Yeah.
I know you, like, again, you're all kids to me because I'm 37. I know. I'm a dick. I can't help it. Okay, don't be a dick. You're all young adults in my eyes. Can I be more condescending? I'm going to keep praying. I'm going to
shut up, man. Just talk.
But no, your teacher is such a piece of shit for giving you a poor grade, not because of your work or your grammar or your argument, but because your argument differed from his.
Literally,
how is that encouraging? How is that encouraging the next generation to be more open-minded?
Yeah.
And to be critical thinkers. So technically, like, you are not allowed, if you want to pass this class anyway, you're not allowed to have a differing opinion.
No.
That's,
remember that for next time.
How is that is a single-minded, directional attempt at destroying somebody's personality, creativity, uniqueness, thought process, opinion.
Yeah. But see,
how is that?
That
is no different than a ravenous undead creature running out of the woods, tackling you and eating your face.
Yeah, I
There
want
is-
to
there
free
is-
us of something here, though.
There is zero difference in that. They are exactly 100% parallel. In different universes, zombies are people that will cut you down for just having a dissenting opinion against them.
Well, yeah, and it's simply just because they don't know. They don't know what they're doing.
Mm.
So I'm going to free us of something I was trying to say. Free, because
Free.
we just sort of it could appear that we just attacked this one individual for something, but I will say, to give him some hope, he's not alone, because this happens a lot.
That happens to me.
No, I'm saying
It happens to everyone.
Yeah, it happens to everyone. But I'm saying, we're going to talk about
But the difference in this scenario,
the zombieism inside of universities is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Which he is, by definition, failing at being an educator in that situation.
Yes.
Because of his zombieism. Because,
I mean, fundamentally.
yeah, fundamentally, because what did you learn from that versus what he taught, which what he teaches and what you learn create the teaching. You know what I mean?
Does anybody else find it really, really ironic that a liberal instructor, a liberal teacher or educator is going to be so rigid in their beliefs that you will get a failing grade for not agreeing with them?
Yeah.
Like, how
It doesn't sound very liberal.
That doesn't like, there's no logic in that.
No.
If you are liberal, or even if you're a liberal sympathizer, if you claim to be so open-minded and so open to other opinions, if he would have approached your scenario in a slightly different way, I think he could have actually won you to his side. But if you don't know how to make the argument, and you just, again, go full zombie mode and attack,
Defense. Just defense.
he didn't even go on defense with him. He went straight to the throat.
Yeah.
How did he go to the throat? He gave him a really poor grade and told him that he was supposed to have this opinion. Whereas he could have written him back, given him 4 or 5 more points, because this was a low point grade.
Yeah.
Like, it was a low point score, so 15 out of 15 points. He could have, instead of giving him a 4, he could have given him a 10 and said, I like your perspective. I can understand your perspective. Here are my thoughts.
Here's my opinion.
And here are the facts that I find back up my opinion. And I would like to hear your thoughts on my opinion and how I came to that realization.
Yeah.
That's how if I were a teacher, and again, I didn't go to college, and this, like, how am I smarter than a professor, an English professor,
Well, it's pretty
a literature
insightful.
professor?
It's pretty insightful.
It's basic understanding and human knowledge.
Yeah.
Like, people have differing opinions, and to be so condescending
To be
to
able to-
somebody
to be able
on an
to-
assignment that isn't necessarily 100% an opinion piece. Like, he wasn't directly asked to write on a very specific topic. It was kind of open to interpretation. He ran with his interpretation of it. Professor disagreed with that interpretation.
It was like a reaction,
Yes.
a reaction to it. When, I mean, an opinion is just an opinion.
Yes. And it needs to, again, just
Opinions, they're going to...
people.
Here they go. All right, the opinion's on my screen. All right.
Okay.
It's going to do this, and it's going to come on over here, and it's going to be gone. It's a
I'm gonna
man.
apologize. I'm sorry for bringing that up, and I'm gonna stop harping on it. But it's stuff like that.
We are harping on
like
it. Like,
when I get angry, I try not to let my emotions rule in certain situations like that. But it's difficult for me to empathize or understand. Like, I don't understand, and this is my bias and because of my upbringing, how I was raised. I was raised by both my mother and father to be a very open-minded individual. And I've tried to cultivate that throughout my life. And I haven't always done a good job, but I've done my best. And I can admit that, I've been wrong at times and I've been right at times when I should, and I've been vocal when I was wrong and I've been vocal when I was right. When I should just 90% of the time just say, look, I don't agree with you. Here's why. And, take it, leave it.
Yeah.
Instead of engaging in an argument. But I don't understand how a professor, an influencer, the shaper of young minds, can have this kind of authority to, again, potentially pass or fail somebody for having a dissenting opinion.
Yeah.
I thought the whole concept of knowledge and education was to learn and grow as a person, not to be shoved into this form-fitting cookie cutter life and existence. I would argue that that's not how you progress as a society or in life. And that's part of the liberal philosophy.
It sounds like he's stuck in a spot
being
too.
progressive. How is that progressive? If you don't think like me, you are going to fail.
Yeah.
That you don't fit in this box, Andrew. So you know what? You're going to have to retake this class next year. I don't know. Can you drop that class?
Next time you better fit in this box.
Yeah, I think I can.
He can drop it. If he tries to fail, you just say, you know what? I quit. Boom. And then I still say you need to report. Have a conversation with him. Try before you go nuclear option with him. Give him a chance. Present him with an argument that you have for why you didn't deserve that grade. Offer to rewrite it. Say, I understand more what you wanted out of the assignment now. I don't appreciate the grade you gave. Can we maybe just let me rewrite it? And if he gives you another grade because you still don't agree with him, then you report his ass. Because if he wasn't specific enough in the assignment, and again, we talked about things being subjective. You know, his truth is subjective. Your truth is subjective. My truth is subjective.
That's
his
what I'm
opinion
saying.
is 150,000%, which isn't real number, but yeah, it's all subjective. It doesn't make it fact based.
Everything we're saying on this podcast is subjective.
Yes. And hopefully thought provoking.
Yeah.
That's again, the primary mission is to open up that brain and snack.
Yeah.
Speaking of zombies, brain snacks.
Yeah, I think one of the best ways to open up the brain and just open up your being is just to unplug from it, man.
Get away from your own your biases and then try to minimize them.
Yeah.
Shut them down. Start just being an open communicator.
Yeah.
And be open to what the world has to offer you. Be open to what you have to offer the world. Now, that's a two-way street, and a lot of people talk about open-mindedness and being open to other people's opinions and thoughts. What we don't talk about that often is being open to sharing your opinion and thoughts. Because there's a lot of people, and I'm sure Andrew is thinking this right now, and I'm sorry I just keep using you as an example.
I don't care.
This is a prime, real-life example. This is not some bullshit, like, hypothetical situation. Like, I saw the...
All right, Max is pissed
what makes
off.
me angry.
Max is pissed off. He's got a shirt on that says, "Stop YouTube censorship."
My lovely wife made this literally 5 minutes before we started.
Badass.
She is a badass, and she's hot as hell. And she married me, so there's obviously something wrong with her because she married me. But I think that's her only flaw, though, so I'm good with it. But now I lost
okay,
my
Andrew
train of
is
thought.
probably thinking this. That's where you were.
Andrew is probably thinking that in order to pass the class, he is going to have to write out an opinion that he doesn't actually have and submit that in order to pass a class.
Already have.
Which is a great.
Oh, he already has.
Oh,
okay. And this is
So-
recording. We have your voice recording, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As long as I don't have to crank it up in post and it sounds real granular. That's how it usually sounds when I have to pull y'all up. And that's why y'all have mics now. But
there's a big parallel here though between that notion of you having to do something, like having to adopt something that isn't yours in order to pass the class.
Mhm.
There's a big parallel between that and all the stimulus and manufactured needs that you have to adopt in order to pass life or whatever. That is the complete chop down of any open-mindedness ever.
yes.
You know,
But I'm talking.
but we're
talking about open-mindedness
I'm
coming in here.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about being open with your opinion.
Yeah.
And
I just kind of thought about that in a different way.
okay.
You know what I mean? Because I mean that's like, yeah, I don't know, like the expectation that I'm supposed to do something in this life, like, or have a certain set of beliefs or a certain set of things to either fit into my culture or fit into the society, be a productive member of society.
Yes.
Like people often adopt functions that aren't even their own.
This is what I love about.
They're not truly what they have to offer because they're not in touch with their own. They're not in touch with their own selves in an open, spacious format. With
the thing I love the most about the current age that we live in, despite, you can go back throughout history, every age of expansion, whether it's intellectual or technological, whatever, there's always like this, there's the group right now, the Gen Zers and some millennials, they're probably going, damn, okay, boomer, because you guys have differing philosophies because you grew up in different eras. Like the amount of technological explosion that happened in the last 15 years is like amazeballs awesome.
Hell yeah.
And but there are caveats with that. So it's like as awesome and as much knowledge as we have and as progressive and as open as we are, you have the freedom of expression. Like 20, 30 years ago, as much of a black sheep as you and I may be now, we would have been considered pariahs.
Yeah.
Now there was a whole punk scene even back then that we still would have been part of.
Would have been way cooler than they have now.
Yes. But
that's a very boomer thing to say, but
okay, Zoomer.
Yeah. Oh shit! I was gonna fist bump you, but I'm not. I'm not. No, I'm leaving you. I'm leaving you hanging.
But no. What I'm saying is, I can get behind like a lot of what the liberal and progressive movement has done.
Yeah. Because
I see all the positive things because we can be who we want to be. Yeah. Again, you can identify as whatever you want to identify as. But one thing that they don't ever talk about is how how you identify yourself shouldn't impact anybody else's life.
Yeah.
Like that's you. That's a personal choice that you make.
You are identifying, saying that is me.
Now, if I respect you as a person and you've given me no reason to disrespect you, I have no reason to be a dick. And if you identify as a woman and you were born a man, I have no problem calling you yes ma'am, saying yes ma'am to you.
Yeah.
Or calling you by whatever chosen name you wanted to go with.
Yeah.
And vice versa, gender's reversed. I don't care. It doesn't matter as long as you were a good person. And that's like, I love the progressive side of that. But the conservative side of that conversation never gets talked about. Like you have no right to force your ideology on me. Like I don't have to respect you because you changed your sex or gender.
Yeah.
And that's not my zombieism. That's me going, actually, I'm going to respect your character as a person.
Yeah.
Not one
aspect.
Not the fact that you changed your sex.
Yeah.
That is, again, I don't care. I don't care. Are you a good person? That's what I care about. Or are you trying to be a good person?
Yeah. If
you're falling short of being a good person, but you're actively trying, and I, for whatever reason, see it, dude, you're still going to get a high five and all of the love and respect from me.
Yeah. If you're going
to be a tool and a teacher that's trying to fucking corrupt the future generations and cripple their creativity and silence their opinions and try to form them into whatever little worker drones you want them to be in the future, man, I'm going to f you up, dude.
Well, we can have disputes too. Like
nothing gets me hotter than stifling creativity.
Disputes about aspects of people. That's part of what open-mindedness is. It's like, actually what I'm saying in saying I have a problem or saying there is a problem fundamentally or whatever with this aspect of you.
Yeah.
I can either say there's a problem or I really like a certain aspect of you. There's challenges there because if I really like an aspect of you, it's your challenge not to completely reduce yourself to that one aspect. And in the same way, if I have a problem, you're also not just that problem either.
Yeah.
So there's like space for change, discussion.
Well, yeah, there's always room for growth.
You're right. So if someone is demanding respect or anything from one aspect of who they are, that's in a way, if I give it to them specifically for that, then that's just me reducing them to that one thing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I can, you know what I mean? Do you see what I'm saying there?
I'm picking that up.
It kind of tightens things up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And I mean, I'm all more in, I think we should be more in the open.
Loosey-goosey.
Loosey-goosey. That's when I feel like most myself, whenever I can like see aspects of people as just an aspect.
Mhm.
It's just an opinion. It's just that. And it's not like I have to force myself to accept you, God damn it, you know, because I realize that there's other things about you too, you know, like it's not just.
I don't know this. I don't know who this professor is personally.
Yeah.
But
I was saying that he's not also like, I was saying he's not alone in that aspect of college education and just educators in general.
Well,
is increasingly, like, in my lifetime, at least, I mean, I've observed personally and just like through other ways that that aspect has grown more and more into a monster of like the thought police, pretty much. Well, you know what I mean?
The flip of the coin on that is, you know, when you were in high school, when I was in high school, when y'all were in high school, I don't know how much of an outcast, how big of outcasts y'all were. We didn't do an introduction series with you guys. Maybe we should do that in the future. I don't know.
He was on
Raider Wrap Up.
Raider Wrap Up. Newscaster.
News broadcast, yeah.
So you're
raw
probably,
dog in the news.
So you're probably a nerd like me then.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in high school, it wasn't. At least in my high school experience, and I think a lot in yours, maybe in you guys too, because especially southern states, again, southern Louisiana and Alabama for you guys. But it was a lot of. There weren't like a lot of progressive ideas in my school.
Yeah.
There weren't progressive teachers at my school. No, not thought concept wise. We had one, and she was the speech and debate coach and speech and debate teacher and drama teacher. And like I had her, and she was a lesbian, and it was awesome because she was funny as shit. And I didn't care that she was a lesbian. I cared that I found her class intriguing, entertaining, and informative, and it helped me grow as a person, performer, and artist.
Yeah, none of that shit got in the way.
And none of it got in the way.
That's the whole thing. Like, it
didn't matter to me who's.
Don't let this get in the way of what the real thing is. You know, like
which is her ultimate happiness and her being an effective influencer and teacher.
Yeah.
Which your primary job as an educator or a teacher is to help somebody grow into the person they were meant to be.
Yeah.
Not to shape them into what you think they're supposed to be.
All right, so was quick story time. So I was in high school, and I had some really fucking. All right, long ago, not that long ago. My senior year, I had some pretty like nasty biases. Like I think it just came unconsciously, just from just really absorbing more conservative content, like heavy, just. But I had
that and teenage angst. I mean, that covers, even as a senior in high school, 17, 18 years old.
I can believe that. I didn't know what was going on. So I had this, the government teacher, you know, like, I don't know if that's classic in schools, like civics, like just government structure and politics and
civics.
Stuff. Yeah. She was extremely like controlling the narrative. Like this was 2016.
Yeah.
So this is Trump's election. And so I trolled the shit out of her. Like on Halloween, I came in as Hillary Clinton in a prison jumpsuit with a smashed iPhone. Dude, she crumbled, man. I mean, like that's just a funny thing. But
well,
I guess that in a way that kind of relates, because that's a personal example of like of this type of this quality of, I need to make sure that my opinion triumphs, and you're doing it in front of young minds who are impressionable. I was impressionable, and I think maybe I even went so far the opposite way just because that's my nature to be a contrarian. But I don't know. I think it's really irresponsible, and it really didn't teach me anything about anything other than what I just shared. That it was fucking futile and an embarrassment to the education system, really.
Well, I think it taught you, and this may be why we have a lot of parallels in our thought, the way we perceive the world. Again, we still disagree on a lot of things, but we agree on.
Hey, man.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, dude?
Well, we were jaded by what we thought were supposed to be authority figures.
Hell yeah.
And they were measured in our eyes and found to be lacking.
Yeah.
And
I didn't know it. I didn't know it at the time.
I'm with you on this.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying I think that's why we developed into the adults. Well, I ultimately ended up where I am now, and that you're growing into the adult that you are. Again, I'm still growing and changing as well. But like I said, I've got a couple years on you.
Yeah.
But that's the reason I think that we have a problem with a lot of authority figures in general. And it's not
you playing footsie there?
Yeah, well,
All right,
I mean,
sorry.
your foot's way over
Sorry.
here. I mean, my
Sorry.
knees are almost out here.
I just need some nut room.
You just want to touch.
Sure.
Our wiener's just touching on the table. It's nice. It was nice. It was powerful.
All right, shut up. All right, come on now.
Yeah.
All right, okay, you got some
But
years
we
on
are-
me. All right.
But I can still make a immature dick jokes.
No, it's okay.
But no, the problem with authority figures has nothing to do with any one person doing anything. It's the culmination of a myriad of bad experiences.
Yeah.
With whether it's a teacher or a parent or a boss or even, a mentor. It's that mistrust when you put your trust and you have faith in somebody other than yourself, when you haven't so much,
Which is automatic when you're in school.
and when it's programmed in, because
Yeah.
if you disobey, you go to the office. If you disobey, you get
You go to
suspended.
jail.
If you disobey, you get a failing grade.
Yeah, we're gonna hit you on the hand, and if you and
that is-
some people are like get hit on the hand. They're like, I don't want to be hit on the hand again.
And like I said, that is
Like, oh, God.
that is
Okay.
stifling a young mind's creativity and growth and natural growth. And I'm not saying that there shouldn't be structure for kids in school, because people need to learn. People need to learn how to learn. Reading and comprehension, even just listening and comprehension, problem solving. These are all important aspects of growing up
I don't know any of this.
and continuing on throughout your entire adulthood. You shouldn't stop learning. You always try to grow, always try to change. This is how you get better as a person. And it's not just from the absorption of knowledge, it's from taking in ideologies, adopting new ideas, and then changing your thoughts and ideas as you grow as a person, as you become more empathetic or less empathetic, or more trusting or less trusting based on your entire human experience. But when you have somebody that just tries to shove you in a goddamn hole,
Yeah.
and say, you know what, sit there, don't move. No,
That gets
resist.
that gets in the way.
Resist that
Way in the way.
every time. I may not edit this video down with the squeals, because my mouse clicking finger is gonna go numb.
Fuck.
I won't. I will definitely. That was beautiful.
That was
beautiful.
I think that was a C.
C sharp.
Okay.
It was razor sharp.
Mm.
But I would like to just ask people
Dude.
just to stop. Just if
Amen.
again, being open minded is a two-way is a two-way street.
Dude, being open minded is f***ing natural.
Yeah,
I'll
well,
say
it's
that.
a natural state of mind.
it's
Think of when you were a
natural,
kid.
dude.
You asked questions constantly as a child,
Yeah.
and then that was kind of, I'm not well in some people's cases, unfortunately, beaten out of them, but like metaphysically beaten out of you throughout your schooling.
Yeah.
You can't ask a question about why whatever Davy Crockett didn't side with the Mexicans or whatever. There's no debate isn't
no
encouraged unless
fucking
you're
room.
actually in debate class or you have an extremely unique teacher.
Yeah.
They do exist.
Dude,
I don't think
I had
they're
a
that
great U.S. history teacher. His
No.
name's Ray Hubbard.
Ray Hubbard.
I got my fucking last name.
No
We're not-
relation.
We're not related.
No relation.
He actually moved on out of the stupid institutional learning mind program facility, and now I think he owns a bakery with his wife in
Good for
Pennsylvania or
him.
Massachusetts or something.
He's probably making way more money.
Well, he's
Teachers
probably
are
having a better
underpaid.
time. But one of the best things, he would randomly ask us at all times what the most important thing of the class was, and it was always the power of government must be limited. That was his thing.
That's a smart.
It was
man.
on all of our tests, everything.
Smart
He was
man.
like, what is it? What is the thing? The power of government must be limited.
Well, ultimately, we should be in control of our own lives and our own decisions.
Yeah.
The government, no higher entity or higher power, and this includes religion, but religion and government, we should ultimately be in charge of what we think, say, and do.
Yeah. And I think
Now,
I think-
there are consequences to what you think, say, and do.
Yeah,
There are, and
it's
you
so
have to, but you have
seductive.
it is seductive
It's seductive to let somebody else tell you how you think
because it's easier.
because it's easier.
It's
Because
always
you're
easier.
you're not taking responsibility for what you think.
To take responsibility for what you think and how you think. Again, be open-minded to new information. But we have to start being open-minded enough and strong-willed enough to actually put our mind out there to everyone else. So I'm not advocating that you go off on your. Yeah, I would, as much as I would love to see it, I would love to film that confrontation if you could actually. God damn it.
Dude, can we get like a GoPro? Can we get a GoPro? On?
I've already got one.
He's got first.
Dude, wear it, and he'll probably be like a cop. He'll be like, no filming, no filming.
But no, I think.
Why not, dude?
But I think
You scared, bro?
no. As worked up as I am about it, I don't want that kind of confrontation. Like, I think the animalistic, like, core evolutionary side of me, like, wants to dominate that mother. Like, I want to just go ape
Yeah.
on his ass. Doesn't mean that he deserves it. I think that if Andrew were, again, this is my modern civilized side. I wish I had a British accent so I could speak to you like I'm from London. But I would like to see you present a well thought out, concise argument as to why you don't deserve that grade, and he should give you a chance to make that right in a way that you see fit and that is fair and respectful of your opinions, and also as well as his. And you try to start, and this is how we start to affect real change in the world, is instead of going at it with my initial reaction, which was to go ape shit and say, you know what, F you. Instead of having that conversation, taking a breath and going, you know what, I understand why you think the way that you do. I don't agree with you at all. Maybe contextually in one or two things that he had to say, you were just like, yeah, I could see that. And it's okay to make that concession. That's not you making a concession. That's you making an observation.
Yeah.
You aren't giving up your power by admitting somebody else has a valid
point.
perspective or point of view.
It's just one aspect, brother. Just
But
one aspect.
that doesn't mean that they can automatically discount yours because they disagree with anything you have to say.
Mm-hmm.
So you present is like, again, you made some excellent points here. And I would, if you would give me the opportunity, I would like to rewrite it, still using my perspective, but you made me think of this in a slightly different way.
Yeah.
If you let me do that, I would appreciate it. Rewrite it. I would suggest presenting him with that. And then, if depending on his response, proceed accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
If he's going to be, like, again, an unmovable object, well, you have to start becoming the immovable force, like unstoppable force. Immovable object, unstoppable force. He's a anvil. You are gonna be the hammer. And this is if you feel like it, if you even feel it's worth it. But
It's not.
But
That's me telling you what to think.
there are times in your life when you're going to be faced with decisions like that, though. Whether or not to take the easy path, which would be to just, we know that you would just write whatever you knew he wanted, just to shut him up and to get the grade, And that's okay if that's really what you want to do. Take the easy way out. That's not a judgment. That's not a judgment because there are better things you can do with your time in life.
Hmm.
But if you are offended enough, and this isn't like a trigger. It's like you read my mind, man. It's like we share the same brain.
Man, it's like we're the same thing.
Look, you can use the word triggered if you want, but this isn't about
triggered.
This is about you being genuinely offended that he disregarded a valid point, an argument.
Yeah.
Maybe this literature teacher, English teacher, professor should have a conversation with a speech and debate coach. Hopefully they are super liberal and are open to actual discussions because that's kind of their job as a speech and debate coach.
Yeah.
And do what you think is best. And I'm sorry if I'm encouraging you to be a misfit and maybe instigate some.
I want just
But,
Yeah, I was
go.
thinking about it anyway.
But what I'm saying is, like, again, if you presented any educated person, and we all know that there are pitfalls to having a conversation with any individual, regardless of their education. You can bring a logical argument to anybody, and they'll just dismiss it because they don't agree already straight out the gate. So it doesn't matter if you make a well-reasoned, rational argument for why you deserve a better grade.
You have to.
The odds are, since he sent you that 4-paragraph response to a very brief writing assignment,
it's like a brick wall.
yeah.
So,
Again, yeah, it may not be worth your time, but I think maybe if you wanted to, because maybe this professor's, to think about it from his perspective. This professor's been doing this his way for so long, nobody's ever questioned him. Because a lot of students are going to take the easy way out. Why? Because they just want to get through the class, get the grade, move the on. I'm done with this bullshit. I don't ever have to think about this asshole again. So, much like any other bosses, like this applies to all aspects of life. But this professor, he's gotten away with treating kids like this, students like this, his entire life. Nobody's called him on it. Nobody's presented him with a conversation like that.
We don't know all that, but yeah. Hypothetically.
But maybe this is why he is the way he is.
Yeah.
And maybe you could potentially be the catalyst to get him to expand his mind outside of his liberal progressive ideology. And at least, he didn't even have to concede his beliefs in any way, shape, or form. I'm not asking you to do the same thing either. I'm saying that maybe you could both come to a mutual understanding and respect and go, okay, well, look, I understand where you're coming from now. And because you came to me and explained to me why you wrote what you wrote and why you don't agree with what I said, there's no reason why you should necessarily rewrite your entire thing. And maybe I could reconsider your grade. And then again, if he doesn't, then you can pull a card that, the progressive pull and just try to have his ass canceled.
Yeah. If you want to.
Go to the school board.
I mean, sometimes.
Well, sometimes.
Like, all right.
Sometimes you have.
Let's take this to like a broader thing, like, because I mean,
bigger?
I mean, it is. I mean, it's
all bigger. But if you take this professor,
it's good.
Well, you can take that and just scale it up.
That's what I'm saying. When you get hit with a brick wall, you have choices. That's kind of the thing. Like, so, like, you have your initial reaction, what you really want to do, which is, oh my God, I disagree. I want to stamp this guy out. I want to stamp this out. Like, I want to be right.
Well, no, that's more the concept. The concept behind like me getting pissed about that situation with Andrew. I'm explaining that. This is more about justice.
Yeah,
because what makes this professor's ideology more valid than Andrew's?
No, nothing. That's kind of what I was saying.
Because he had I can tell you what the thought process is on that. Because he has an education. Because he is considered an authority figure.
Okay.
That's the only thing, and it's a label.
That's what we're calling you.
Yeah.
But that's not what you're doing. So
I know.
welcome.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I was saying there has to be, and there is ways that we can like short circuit our own like reactions to those things. Like and like you said, you can like you have the advantage of having a lot of time to you've gotten it, you're emailing, like you're doing all, so you can kind of like sit there with it, think about what you want to do. But when this shit happens on the street or happens in real life, you know, before we end up punching each other and killing each other, this could be political, it could be whatever. There has to be ways we can like redirect our attention, which we've already established is one of the most powerful things.
Yeah.
Whether we direct it like just feel your hands for a second, you know, breathe, whatever. Short circuit.
Oh, be careful. Be careful with the hand clenching.
Don't
in that scenario.
Just don't reach out like this and do it. Just do it like just. You don't have to clench. Just feel.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like in that situation, like a fight or flight scenario, you feel like somebody's going to blow up to you. You're trying to relax and de-stress the situation. The second you clench your hands, the fight's on, and you're
No, maybe not that.
Run away.
But you can definitely short circuit your reaction and just let it be there. In the foreground of your attention. Just something happened. It doesn't matter what it is. It could even be like, you know, drop my phone. Like sometimes that ruins somebody's day. You know, because you're like, oh, you know, you fucking pick it up, you know. Just let it hang out for a second. And then respond to it. Like you're getting a chance to respond to something. And that doesn't happen often in real life because of this like zombie one track, like holy, you know, like I'm so... It's
zoned
like,
in.
Yeah, well, it's just like
and oblivious to everything else.
There's no space that's housing all this. It's all just like the next thing. Oh my god! Like I'm on Facebook, I'm reacting. Holy shit, you know. And you can't just like realize, like in the whole big picture, realize like how futile it is what you're doing. Like there's no like you're not allowing time or space for any other elements to come in.
Yeah.
You know, inner and outer.
Yeah.
So it's like healthy just to do that.
I like that.
Yeah, just
that's good.
Even if you hate it, just
try it.
Well, hate's strong, but you just let it I don't like that. Or like if you like really, like I say, you really want to change something about something, whether it's a situation or I don't know. It just keeps you from kicking yourself in the foot. You know, like, so when we're talking about like the zombie phone thing, when you pick out your phone and do like that, you know, in the same way you don't want to judge somebody else, don't judge yourself because it's a habit. Like a lot of this shit's habits. You know?
Oh yeah, it's all
like,
second nature now.
Yeah,
it's hard wired.
Habits. Like it's not like you're addicted to it or anything. You can be, but you can also like you can identify with being addicted to like whether it's smoking or being on your phone. You can just be so identified with that person who's addicted to it that you don't even give yourself space to not do it because you're so I'm the one who's addicted to it.
Yeah.
So that's you. Well, you're possessed by that addiction right there.
I have a suggestion for
I'm not saying you deny. You're in denial, but
I have a suggestion for people.
Deny it in the moment.
I have a suggestion for people to if you want a good exercise for expanding your mind and looking at your phone less over the course of a day, do a podcast. This is
helping.
Like every time we get together to record, I literally go the entire day. Like when I got home from Florence, Alabama, the show I played last night, I got here. As soon as I got here, started setting up the studio so we could get the shoot done. When Andrew got here, we started chatting. Dustin got here, we started chatting, setting up. Then when you got here, we started talking about the show. And then everything just kept progressing. And like I think I unlocked my phone twice, and once was to turn off my alarm. Every other time I picked up my phone this entire episode shoot has been like to literally make a reference to it.
Yeah. Same.
So it's, again, find something to occupy your time that'll help you grow as a person outside of what's on your screen.
Yeah.
Or what's on the Netflix, you know, or Disney Plus. I mean, how many streaming services do we really need?
None. But
I mean, I
some
would
are-
argue I need
love
my
them.
Netflix.
Some of them are cool.
I need my Netflix.
Yeah, they're cool. But like you enjoy, the thing too, like you'll enjoy the time that you spend watching TV or on your phone or whatever. You'll enjoy that a lot more if you have more space.
Yeah. Well, if you do it, if you do it less,
Yeah. Well, just do it less, but just I don't know. Just try to cultivate some kind of inner awareness of what's going on. Leave some room for you to like, because the majority of our life is just like, it's not like these big stimulants. Like it's not like this big, like, because people say I'm waiting for the big break or whatever. I'm waiting. Like I've done that a lot. You're waiting on something to happen. It doesn't matter. But like most of your life is just like small sensory.
fear. That goes back to one of the previous episodes. Fear and anxiety.
Yeah.
That's, that. I mean, can you attribute the fear and anxiety to zombieism? Because you zoned in
You're
so
looking at
far.
all these happenings on, and these are happenings you're looking at.
Mhm.
So you're just like, your what ifs are going way up.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I'm saying the majority of our lives are spent in like small, you know, just handling objects, looking at things, just breathing, you know.
Or
Like-
our day-to-day
most,
routine.
Yeah, most of that is what your life is. Like there's
Again,
like,
it's
like you have things like the shows, which is like a big ass train coming by.
yeah.
But then after that, it's like, you know, you're back to kind of
Oh,
just like,
here's that 6-hour drive. Yeah.
yeah. I guess that kind of goes like contentment a little bit.
Yeah.
Just being more content with just what is.
Well, I've spent. I keep my running joke is I'm a terrible musician because I don't listen to music anymore. I still listen to music on occasion, but typically when I'm on the road, I'm listening to audiobooks. I'm listening to podcasts, various podcasts.
Yeah.
And I prescribe to several different variations on different topics, ranging from news to conspiracy theories to science and technology and like everything in between.
Yeah.
True crime is always a good one. I mean, who doesn't love a good crime novel?
But do you
Or,
not just listen
crime
to like,
story.
just listen to like the sound of the car sometimes? Just,
Yeah, I do that. I do that usually after shows. It drives Chrissy insane.
yeah. Just
Or-
listen, just like,
Or
'Cause-
Chrissy and I, we have at the end of the show, she's trying to unwind from dealing because she's either in the merch booth, or just hanging out at the shows. Typically, she's working though, and after the shows, she's been dealing with people the entire show. So like she's having constant interaction and input, and it's just over and over and over. And it's not always a bad thing, but sometimes it can get a little taxing on your personality.
dude.
So at the end of the night, she'll unwind, and one of our favorite bands is a band called Nothing More, and there's a couple songs on there that my wife and I really relate to, like in our lives and even in our relationships. And she'll blaring it on the radio, and here I come after being on the road all day, setting up, playing a show, breaking down.
You just,
I
want
get in the
quiet.
car, and as soon as I get in, like as soon as that song's done, I'm just like click. And she's just like, I was listening to that. I was like, get your headphones. I need silence.
Yeah.
I need to.
Yeah, listen to silence.
I
sometimes.
need to. Yeah.
You can just hear.
It's funny and sad at the same time. We're both trying to decompress, but we decompress in
Different
very
ways.
different ways.
Yeah.
And I'm just home, and she's just like, I'm like home.
Well, like, yeah, sometimes it, like, I guess, yeah, sometimes the energy what you want it has to come out somehow.
Yeah.
Like there's something that's got to come out. And then sometimes you want to cultivate a different energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, after a 3.5 hour straight show, no breaks, high
Yeah.
energy,
Dude, I understand.
I'm like, I stay gassed for a good 3 hours after a show, and I just need to cool it out.
yeah.
You know, it's not a pulse thing. Maybe it's an adrenaline dopamine thing because I'm any entertainer that is genuinely good at it, at entertaining on stage.
Gives it a lot.
They give it a lot, but it's almost like its own drug.
Yeah.
Like it's, you know,
I know.
because you're an entertainer. But people at home that don't know, it's like, what can I equate performing live to? A 3.5 hour edging session
Yeah.
with hopefully a happy ending.
Yeah.
we don't want blue balls.
Pretty
Unless
much.
you come to a pygmy show, then sometimes you're left wanting less.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always leave them wanting 2 less than you played.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's a running joke. We play such long shows.
Yeah.
It's the
I have been at pygmy shows and been like, when are they? It's like it's almost like being it's almost like being in church. You're like, God damn. Like
sit, stand, kneel, glitter, blow pop. What? Wrap it up, bro.
Like when's this gonna? I'm ready to go home, man. Like, I love these guys. They're my friends, but this is way too long, man. I love God, but this preacher needs to wrap this shit up, man.
Look, I've been coming to church my entire life. How many stories are in the Bible? Come on, we've been through them all already, like 25 times.
Yeah. How many times are you gonna play Sweet Home in this month?
Thankfully, we don't play Wagon Wheel. Jesus.
Don't.
Oh no, we don't play Wagon Wheel. However, I know how to play it, and I'm terribly ashamed of that.
Why? It's a popular tune for a reason, man. It's a good song.
Not
It
if you,
comes from consciousness.
not if you played it as many times as I have.
Yeah. Apparently, I haven't played it enough. I haven't learned my lesson.
Oh, you'll get there.
No, I hope so.
Let me tell the viewers and listeners at home one thing that I'm gonna. The worst thing about zombieism, and the thing that I hate the most about zombieism, is it makes people be giant assholes when they're at shows.
Yeah, they're on their phones.
No.
I don't know. It was pretty nice.
Because they think it's funny to shout Freebird at a goddamn concert. You know what's funny? How about I come to where, I don't know, you're flipping burgers because I have no idea why the you keep saying that shit. Or I come find you in 10 years while you're trying a case and I'm in the back of the courtroom and I'm screaming, "Do O.J. Simpson!
Yeah. Yeah.
Do the glove defense!
Yeah. Yeah. That's
If the glove don't fit, you must have quit! Let's do that one! Hey! No! Hey! I'm over here! If I did that to a lawyer at a courtroom, would that be considered okay? Look, we take requests, but shouting Freebird, we all know why you do it, and here's your Freebird.
Oh! Hold on.
You know what?
Hold on. Whoa,
There are given, and this one's for the suckers saying Freebird.
Keep it there.
There's your free.
Keep the free.
Given for-
Keep it up there.
Oh, and you just got on by the bird.
Dude.
Oh,
I didn't jack him off, but dude, I just jacked him off.
but no, I just felt that had to be said.
Dude, I completely agree with that.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know that kind of gets under my skin a little bit. I'm sorry if I got a little worked up, but I think that parallel, that metaphor, like that comparison to
It's
to a
true,
lawyer,
yeah.
like do the OJ Simpson, don't, dude.
Yeah. That's interesting.
I'm cracking. I don't care if anybody else thinks it's funny.
I thought it was funny. I was
cracking.
laughing inside, man. My face hurts because I got my wisdom teeth out, so I can't laugh too much.
Oh yeah. He's got a bad case of the dry socket.
Yeah.
We need to get that moistened up for you.
No thanks. I've got my brain snacks water.
I wish we had a CGI budget. Just Hockenluga.
Don't send us money. We're not going to use it well.
I think that would be money well spent. What does the producers say?
Oh yeah.
They're
Dude, you guys are fired, man. I quit.
Dustin, you're up. Oh damn it.
All right, Dustin.
Dustin and Max. I don't know.
Does that rhyme?
No, it's not the same. That's the same.
No, it
ring to
doesn't
No
have the
offense,
same.
no offense, my brother.
Max and Dusty? Dusty doesn't like it when I call him Dusty.
I hate it.
You're,
Hey, man.
you
it's just
and,
one aspect. It's just
you
a
and
label.
Dustin's like the dynamic of your relationship is it makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Y'all are so funny.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So be less tunnel vision.
Be more.
Be more,
Be more. Just be.
and you're just gonna leave that open ended.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't, like, how about don't create stuff for a minute. Don't imagine anything. Just what's going on?
Okay.
What's going on? There's
the
like
secret.
I hear the computer fan.
The secret to ultimate and complete spiritual oneness and atonement is
Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. Yeah.
Did you subscribe?